We'd reached Venice last night, actually quite late last night. Today there was a slight change in plan. We drove straight to Milan.
We got stuck in lots of traffic on the route from Venice to Milan.
We got to meet not one, but two current Mercedes Formula One drivers.
In life, not everything is a race. First to the finish line, but does that really mean you're the best? What matters is that you don't stop.
Lewis, thank you so much for being part of this adventure.
Namaste.
Thank you so much. How does it feel? We're doing 6 continents, 60,000 kilometers, and about 25 countries. Does that sound a bit crazy to you?
Super, super crazy. Yeah, we do about, I think in a season, maybe 20,000. So you do a crazy amount. I mean, I can't drive that much.
But is that on your bucket list, to do a long road trip?
No. I mean, I struggle to drive more than 2 hours is my limit. I can't go past 2 hours, otherwise I need to sleep. But you know, Indian drivers must be really good, because when I went to India, there's cows in the middle of the road. And no one ever touches the cows. So, I mean, but the traffic is crazy. There's no real, almost like there's no rules there.
We can sleep while driving here. It's so smooth.
I'm sure it's super easy for you guys here, but you drive so well over there.
Yeah.
To navigate past everyone. So,
it's been a successful year, and you're nearing Ayrton Senna's number of wins. Do these statistics and records what do they mean to you as a driver?
Honestly, I never really think about the statistics. Naturally, winning world championships is what I'm about, so I do want to win the World Championship. So I'm grateful for the 2 that I have. I've been very, very fortunate to work with great people to enable me to win in each year, and then to win 2 championships. So it's all very surreal, still, even though I've been here for a long time.
On this great overland adventure, we're driving through some fabulous routes, you know, the driving routes that a lot of people talk about. Any of your personal favorites?
London's gonna just be traffic. So, but in the countryside, they got some good stuff. South of France, are you going through France?
We're going to Le Mans.
Okay.
We're going to Nürburgring as well.
Now that one will be good fun. Just be careful, just take it easy.
Yeah.
Who's been your toughest competitor yet?
People have asked me that question, and I think Fernando, for me, is the strongest driver that I've raced against, but they've all been incredibly strong in their own ways. So there'll be places where Nico is stronger than Fernando maybe, and Jensen is stronger than Nico, and vice versa, you know. So they all put up an incredible fight.
Sure. Do you think F1 will become more interesting if all the drivers have the same type of car?
Well, I don't know if it'll be more interesting. Naturally, in the lower categories where every driver has the same car, same engine, it's good to watch. But Formula 1's special because you have the different manufacturers building their own cars. It's just a shame that they can't build it closer to each other. And maybe they need to be tighter on the rules, I don't know. But I quite like that Mercedes do their own thing, Ferrari do their own thing. I think it wouldn't be as exciting, I don't think.
So what is your driving style off the racetrack? Are you fast and furious or easy and luxurious?
I'm generally super slow. Maybe when I was younger, I was a little bit faster. But generally, I just like to relax and put on, you know, I have this car behind, the GL, so I'm cruising. I usually have some some reggae on, and I'm very relaxed. If I'm on my motorbike, then I'm a little bit more, you know, I like to get around a little bit faster.
If you could change the rules in Formula One, 3 of them possibly, what would you possibly focus on?
Engines need to be noisy, need to be loud. 21,000 RPM for me. I much prefer them. Bigger tires.
Bigger tires.
Less downforce. So these guys are doing something quite historic, and it'll be great to have you a part of it.
So this night is getting more and more special. Joining us now is Mercedes F1 driver Nico Rosberg.
I like to take that approach, always trying to be one step ahead of the opposition. Of course, my goal is to be the best and to be first. Last year I was second. Second is the first loser. So this year it's going to have to be one higher.
Nico, thank you so much for being part of this adventure that we're on.
It's amazing. I can't even imagine all the things that this car is going to see and experience, you know, around the world. I hear next year going to Africa. Wow, that's going to be impressive. And you know, it's a great way of showing, you know, how reliable, you know, because this car was assembled in India. Yeah. So you can all be very proud, and because you've done an amazing job, and it's just as reliable as anywhere else where it's built.
Do you do driving holidays yourself? Are you?
No, I don't. Actually, I do. I love classic cars. So I have a Pagoda, an old Mercedes from 1970, and I'll go cruising with that. I really enjoy that.
Okay.
I had a question. It's been a challenging year. So what do you have to do to beat Lewis?
Well, he's driving very, very well, you know, at the moment. So I just have to up my game a little bit and find that little bit extra and get the perfect weekend done. And I'm trying, you know, and I'll try again here in Monza.
Sure. We're going through some interesting driving routes along this journey. Any personal favorite driving routes?
South of France is beautiful. Gorge du Verdon, down in the south of France, that's really nice. And then through the Provence, for sure, somewhere there. Then Toscana in Italy, south of here. That would be great. Where are you planning to go?
We are doing the legendary racetracks, Nürburgring as well as Le Mans.
Really?
We're getting these cars on the tracks. So,
cool.
And we're going to be driving to Spain, and then we do Portugal as well. So it's going to be exciting as well. So
great.
Who's been the toughest competitor yet?
Always different. You know, I've had some very tough competitors. I've raced Schumacher, who's been my teammate, you know, and so it's always different. And but it's a great challenge.
And driving across the world, are there any tips that you can share that we can possibly use to, you know, improve the concentration while driving?
For sure, eat and drink consistently, you know, and take breaks. It is always intense to drive long distances, you know, and so that's important.
Okay. Will you come back to India sometime? Are you looking forward to come back?
For sure, yeah, in the future. I'd like to go back there, yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for talking to NTV.
The great overland adventure is on the move. Come be a part of it.
Thank you so much, and good luck for the rest of your season.
You too, good luck.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. So all's well that ends well. That pretty much sums up day 10. Tomorrow is going to be a rest day, a much-deserved break for both man and machine. The cars are going to go in for their first service here in Milan. We're possibly going to start on day 12 with the cars again. There she is, waiting for me. Looking all happy as I can see. And I've got the keys. Yeah, always feels good. Comes back from a service job and the car looks brand new.
So the GL now has a perfectly functioning navigation system. And whatever minor issues it had has been serviced out. Should be more fun over the next thousands of kilometers that we have to cover.
Perhaps the most interesting part of a journey across the world are conversations we have. Sometimes it is with the car, most times with the camera, and there are some conversations based purely on the language of an adventure. The one that we are on and the one that she couldn't be on. a small rest stop on the banks of Lake Como turned out into a lovely encounter with a lady who always wanted to go around the world.
Europa.
France.
Europa.
No, world.
Yeah, full Europe.
Europe and then Africa,
Africa.
North USA.
Vengo anch'io!
She also wants to come.
Anch'io
She
vengo,
also
vengo
wants to
subito. Io vengo subito.
Yeah.
Ma che bello, guarda.
North America, South America,
Sì.
Australia,
Oh.
Singapore.
Tutto il mondo.
Assam.
Il mondo.
Yeah, around the world.
Oh, che bello. Che bello, che fortuna, bellissimo.
Yeah, in Milan now.
Adesso Milano.
Milan, yeah. Then,
Expo? No.
not Expo.
No, Expo,
Not Expo,
no.
not Expo.
Che bello, che bello, che bello, che bello. Quanto tempo fare il giro?
6 months.
6 mesi.
February next year.
6 mesi, fino a febbraio.
6 months,
Febbraio, ho capito. Che bello. Ma girate film? Un film?
Yes.
Ah, film.
Sì, un film.
Film.
Anch'io? No, 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 no.
Film.
Non sento.
Gracias.
Ciao, ciao.
So we just had this most fascinating, difficult conversation in Italian. Did you pick up a few Italian words? So
I
there was this-
did. Bella, at least. I know that means good now.
But she kind of got the message that why we were here in Milan. I like the way they move their hands and they're so, it's all about body language and how you read it.
Yeah.
Important when you go to these foreign countries when you have no clue what they're saying, especially the Italians. They speak to you like you know Italian. And I don't look Italian in any sense of the term, but I'm not sure what, it is massive. It's one of the biggest lakes I've seen. And it is the third largest in Italy, right?
It is. It's a total area of about 146 square kilometers, so it is a huge. And you can see lots of settlement on both sides, both banks. Well, George Clooney has a house here, so does Sylvester Stallone, so does Madonna. Doubt any of them are here, or doubt we're going to meet them.
You see lots and lots of boats around. So
In fact, I can see a helicopter flying in the background. So that pretty much tells
Did
you.
you order for one?
Maybe I have. I'm thinking of having a cup of coffee, so I might take the helicopter and go to the cafe.
Yeah. So let's do that. Let's just do some more exploring of Lake Como and see, if we can spot Clooney or Mr. Stallone around.
Let's have a look.
Okay.
So it's the 13th day of the Great Overland Adventure. What we are doing today is heading to the track of Murano Po. Was built in 1973 but closed down in 1976. But it's still a track that's accessible by road.
Okay, the GPS on that isn't showing the track. We'll abandon. Excuse me. Racetrack, driving track?
Sorry?
Racetrack, the old track.
L'autodromo.
Ah, where's that?
It's far. It's...
Li portiamo?
Vai. Tanto che un cazzo da fare.
Follow me.
We're following them.
Ma io rimango a vedere che la provano.
Anch'io, ma secondo
This is the old track.
It's not closed, it's closed.
Yeah.
There's no other way to get in from that side?
I don't know. I pass in this.
Yeah. Let me just see. Yeah, you can pass through this way. Yeah, you can pass through this way. So as you can see, I'm inside the track, but not inside literally, because the gates are pretty much shut and we are not taking the cars inside.
It's actually quite a small track. It's only 2.5 odd kilometers. It's supposed to be quite technical.
And I believe sometime during the 75 or something like that, a bulldozer actually came on the track.
76?
76?
Yeah, it destroyed the first 500 meters.
First 500 meters. And that was the end of that?
No, in 1980 they tried to restart it again. Yes, they relayed the tarmac, everything was there, but they could never get the relevant permissions to get it going. These are the pits. These are actually the pits. And that would be the main race control tower.
Although the local county here did fight for this track to be, kept alive. But the reason that they gave was there was too much noise being created. Just wondering where the overtaking happens. Probably on this stretch is the only part where they probably overtake. And there's one nice big straight line there. There's a little curve there. This goes straight all the way there. Some of the stretches are completely covered with grass.
It's a pity we couldn't drive on it. I was hoping we can.
Automotive history races across cities, towns and villages of Italy. For 30 years, between 1927 and 1957, a 1,000-mile endurance race was one such jewel. The former monastery of Saint Euphemia at Brescia has safely preserved the tradition of innovation, passion and elegance across the beautiful Italian countryside.
Mille Museum, take 2. And introducing Ishan.
You know, Bala, Miglia in its time was one of the most prestigious races in the world. Held only for 30 years from 1927 to 57.
Yeah.
Mille means 1,000 miles.
Yeah.
So it was a 1,000-mile race. That point of time, yes, it was a big thing. The leading drivers of that time and the most fastest, the most comprehensive sports car of the world, they made their appearance at the Mille, and winning the Mille was as good as winning a Formula One title today. So as you can see, Mercedes winning Formula One titles today, it even won the Mille in those days.
The Mercedes is back again. This is our star act.
I love the history of motorsport, and Mercedes-Benz are part of that history. There's nobody larger than Mercedes-Benz.
What's interesting about the museum is it's not just cars, but it's the whole setup from that era. You see fuel pumps used through that era. You see lubricant cans.
Yeah.
You see tools. So
You
everything
saw the
from
support
that
vehicle as well.
Exactly. So everything from that era has been documented. You can see behind us. This is how a regular mechanic dressed in that era of racing. Old Alfa Romeo. If you notice closely, it's a hand-beaten body. That's why you see it's uneven.
Top speed 250 kilometers per hour.
Imagine no seat belts, no proper helmets, literally no wind protection. So majority of deaths and accidents happened because people were flung out of cars. So that's where seat belts were invented. This was a road car used for racing. This is where Bugatti really built up its brand name in the 20s and 30s. Very fast for the time. 85 horsepower is only from 1500 cc, which for a car almost 100 years old is something massive. The car you see here is a technological masterpiece. You have to realize that in the year 1936, this car was used on public roads to reach 372 kilometers per hour. A year later, they were even able to get this car up to 432 kilometers an hour. At that point in time, that kind of speeds were unimaginable. This is actually a 1938 Alfa Romeo 6C 2300. It's more special, Bala, because this is the Super Leggera edition. See, Carrozzeria Touring, that's the body maker. So in that era, this was all personalized. In the older era, the cars were very basic. These, on a long journey, which would mean a couple of 100 miles, 300 kilometers, 500 kilometers, a breakdown was expected. It was not an unexpected event, it was expected. So if you're doing a journey without a single spare in the car, that's how trustworthy these cars are, the Mercedes cars. That's progress as far as technology is concerned.
Somewhere on the beautiful road between Italy and France, the odometer inched closer to 5,000 kilometers. The first 5,000 on a sunset, no less.
I do have something. Some nice champagne.
Oh, fantastic, man.
It is non-alcoholic champagne, so I think we can, we deserve a sip at least. Let me try and... I think we should just sit here and enjoy the sunset.
That's not a bad idea at all.